Hey guys, here I am again in my favorite spot. Don't mind the ladybug. It's helping block out the light. I'm gonna make this very quick. I may do another video later on this week if I'm feeling better, but I posted the video of me in the emergency room yesterday. It was not what I expected. And I know we talked about what I should start talking about first, and obviously it's going to be my lung issue because that's what caused me to go to the hospital yesterday. As you've seen in my last few videos, I said I was feeling sick. I know I was getting sick. I knew it was leading up to something dramatic, or you just feel it when you've been sick for so long. You just feel it. And I felt it. I knew it was coming. Again, I'm going to try to make this real brief because it hurts to breathe, it hurts to take deep breaths, and it hurts to talk. But I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging with that video of me in the emergency room. I am home now. I did come home yesterday. Thankfully, my pulmonologist was not the one on call yesterday because I know I would still be there if he was. It was one of his colleagues that works in the office that I see him at. So, um, he wasn't there yesterday, but they did inform him. So hopefully I'll hear from him in the next couple of days because I don't see him again until mid-January. But anyway, Christmas Day, I woke up. Thankfully, my kids are older. All my kids are older. I have a 16-year-old and everybody else is an adult. All my boys 18 and up, they're adults. But anyway, I still like to see them unwrap their presents. So they woke me up. When I got out of bed, I just felt this heaviness on my body and my head. The best way I can explain the way my head felt is it felt like my brain was on fire. I just did not feel well. I was dizzy. I was like feeling nauseated. So I just kind of laid on the couch and watched them open their presents. I opened my presents and I pretty much stayed downstairs half the day because every time I tried to sit up or get up, it was just like I just couldn't. I felt horrible. And so I did have a nice time talking to my son and daughter downstairs. Um, so when I was finally able to get up, I came upstairs, and I was just not feeling well, and I laid in bed all day. And then, so Christmas was Thursday, Friday, kind of the same thing. I kind of took it easy. I was still doing a little stuff around the house, but I knew that I just didn't feel well. And then Saturday, I watched my grandson. He was here. So I just kind of sucked it up that day so I could watch him. The kids helped out greatly with him. He really didn't want me Saturday anyway. He was more so playing with Cam. So that kind of helped out. I was only there for like the pickups and the hand washes and the feedings. um, which, when he's here, I just kind of ignore everything that's going on with me because I love spending time with him. And I did get to see my oldest grandson on Christmas. He brought me a gift. He is the sweetest kid. Like, oh my God, both my grandkids are so sweet. I just love them so much. So I was able to see my oldest grandson on Christmas. So that made me happy because it had been a little bit before I seen him, the last time I seen him. But we talk, we chat, text. That's what kids do. Anyway, so that was that Saturday. Um, I just ended up going upstairs. I was sitting on the edge of the bed Saturday night and I had a cough. I had a pretty bad cough. My husband asked me, can I take over-the-counter medication? I know you're asking, why is your husband asking if you guys been together for so long? Sometimes he forgets. It's just so much stuff going on with me. He doesn't always remember. So he asked me and I was like, well, it doesn't really work for me because I'm always on strong antibiotics. So a lot of times over-the-counter stuff just does not work for me. And I'm talking fast because I want to get through this. So, we have some NyQuil sitting on the dresser because the kids, when they get sick, we just come get the NyQuil. So it's like, well, if it doesn't get any better, I'm going to take some of that NyQuil and just, deal with it. And hopefully I'll get some sleep. Well, didn't really get good sleep, but I got sleep Saturday night. Woke up yesterday morning. I felt like I had to cough. It felt like a regular cough. It wasn't like a really bad cough. It wasn't a wet cough. It was like a regular cough. And I coughed up some mucus. It did feel different. So I looked at it. I always look at it. I have to look at it to see what color it is. Is it clear? Is it green? Is it amber? Is it blood? And it was blood. Um, so my husband was in the bathroom. I knocked on the door. I was like, yeah, this just happened. And while I was in the bathroom with him, I coughed up again and it was still more blood. So it was like a blood clot. And then it was just like blood, like running blood. So we went, well, I called my pulmonologist. I called his answering service because, well, it was Sunday. And we hightailed it to the hospital. I didn't want to go, by the way. I did not want to go, by the way. But we went, did all that. I have like 8 different pokes in my arm because they just could not get my vein, which I knew they wouldn't be able to because the last 2 weeks I've been feeling like extremely dehydrated. So they had to bring another nurse in. They did the ultrasound. He finally got my vein, but they could not initially get a blood return. They wanted to do blood work on me. They eventually got the blood work. Like my anemia has returned. Big surprise. But I have walking pneumonia. Um, that's that's what took me to the emergency room yesterday. So what they were saying about the blood. So I did have surgery on my left lung 15 years ago. We will get into that when I'm feeling better. That'll be the first thing that we talk about, so you guys know what led up to today and why it's so important for me to go to the hospital anytime I'm coughing up blood. I have 3 coils in my left lung because I had a rupture that almost killed me. Um, so am I supposed to say that? I don't think I'm supposed to say that word, but yeah, I was almost unalived. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. Anyway, um, so anytime I cough up blood, I have to go just because what happened to me, we don't know if it'll happen again. We don't know what caused it. It's just kind of one of those things. So we're always watching anytime, even if it's the tiniest bit of blood. My doctor wants me to call him and or go to the emergency room. So because it was Sunday, we went to the emergency room. Anyway, um, so I also have bronchiectasis. Again, that's another thing you guys can look up. I know I'm throwing a lot of big names at you guys for the last few weeks, but what the doctor at the emergency room was saying is because of the bronchiectasis, the inflammation in my lungs irritated like the little capillaries or whatever, and that's what caused me to cough up the blood. It wasn't anything related to the surgery. My coils are intact, so thankfully, that. But here's the other thing. So the last time I coughed up blood when I was really sick was back in 2023, September 2023. I coughed up blood again, pneumonia. Um, so that's why I'm always on an antibiotic, because my pulmonologist does not want any inflammation on this left side because we're afraid that it could cause another rupture. You know, the other thing is if I'm not actively bleeding, they can't tell where I'm bleeding from. So anytime I have x-ray or a CAT scan or anything like that, if the bleeding has stopped, they can't see it. Even when I had that rupture, it took them a minute to figure out where exactly the rupture was because it was just so much blood. So yeah, we will get into all of that because that actually caused me to have 2 surgeries because they found another area after they did the first surgery. We'll get into that. But anyway, that's why it's so important for me to rush to the hospital every time I cough up blood. So, needless to say, I'm in pain. It hurts to talk. It hurts to take a deep breath. It hurts to walk. It hurts to move. My body is just tired. I am exhausted with the anemia. Like I said, I'm like super pale. I'm not like the darkest thing anyway, but I'm like super pale right now. And yeah, I just feel weak. I don't feel good. I'm hungry, but I don't know what to eat. I don't know if I want soup. Definitely solid food is off the table for me right now. Liquids, I'm craving liquids. Tea, hot chocolate, water, ginger ale. That's kind of what I'm craving right now, but that's not going to sustain me. Of course, I have to have food to get better. So that's just a little update, guys. Maybe later this week or maybe next week, when I'm feeling 100%, we can go and do the rundown of what happened and what led up to me almost dying from the lung rupture. But I hope all of you are well. I hope all of you are staying safe. Take care of yourselves. Do not ignore your health. And as I always say, today may be bad, tomorrow may be better. So let's look forward to the good days, shall we?